It is Christmas Eve. Your phone is a frantic hive of activity, buzzing with group chats, dinner invites, and the high energy plans of everyone you know. Society has written a very specific script for this night. You are supposed to be somewhere. You are supposed to be surrounded by family, noise, and the warm glow of shared traditions. But as you look at that phone, you don't feel excitement. You don't feel the fear of missing out. Instead, you feel a deep, heavy tiredness. Not the kind of tired that a nap can fix, but a social exhaustion. And in that moment, a quiet certainty settles in your chest. Being alone is the only thing that feels right. The world looks at this choice and sees a tragedy. They imagine you sitting in the dark, drowning in pity, or hiding from a broken heart. They assume that if you aren't at the party, you must be missing something. But what if the opposite were true? What if the people who choose solitude on Christmas aren't avoiding connection, but are actually practicing the most honest form of it? Today, we're going to peel back the layers of holiday psychology to understand why, for some, the greatest gift isn't under a tree, it's the space to finally breathe. 1. Performance or the person you truly are. The first key to understanding this choice is recognizing the cost of entry for holiday gatherings. For most people, showing up is easy, but for the solitary soul, Christmas often requires wearing a mask. You have to be on. You have to manage everyone else's expectations, smile through interrogations about your life, and perform a version of yourself that makes everyone else comfortable. When you choose to spend Christmas alone, you are opting out of the role. You are deciding that you would rather be authentic and alone than connected and performing. This isn't about hating people. It's about refusing to betray yourself just to fit into someone else's holiday photo. 2. The split attention brain. There is a fascinating cognitive difference in how people experience social settings. The average person in a crowded room looks outward, they match the energy, follow the conversation, and flow with the group effortlessly. But the person who craves solitude has a split attention brain. While part of them is present in the conversation, the other part is constantly tracking their internal state. How much energy do I have left? How loud is this music? How much longer can I pretend to be interested? During the holidays, when expectations are louder and the social events are longer, this internal battery monitor becomes impossible to ignore. They feel the exhaustion building in real time, the tightness in the chest, the urge to leave. For them, staying home is a calculated act of self-regulation. 3. The weight of misunderstanding. Perhaps the hardest part of spending Christmas alone isn't the solitude itself, it's the judgment of others. Because our culture treats showing up as the only metric of care, your absence is often interpreted as an insult or a cry for help. This creates a double loneliness. It's the loneliness of being misunderstood. You try to explain that you need the quiet to stay balanced, but people hear that you are struggling. They offer pity instead of respect. Over time, many solitary people stop trying to explain themselves altogether. They live in two worlds. One where being alone is a necessary relief, and one where that choice is a constant source of guilt. 4. Meaning without an audience. Society tells us that meaning is found in shared moments. But for many, the most profound meaning is found in the margins, in reflection, in reading, and in having the space to think without an audience. Christmas, by design, is a holiday built around doing the same thing as everyone else at the same time. If that isn't how your mind finds meaning, the day can feel hollow. By spending it alone, you are protecting the sanctity of your own values. You are choosing a presence without performance. You are finding connection in the quiet observation of the world rather than the noisy participation in it. 5. The paradox of choice versus fate. We must acknowledge that not everyone alone on Christmas chose to be there. This is the great paradox. On the surface, the person who chooses solitude and the person forced into it by loss or distance look identical. But internally, the experience is worlds apart. For one, the silence is a relief. It is a long-awaited exhale. For the other, the silence is heavy. It is a reminder of an absence. Both experiences are valid, but they require different kinds of compassion. Even those who choose solitude can feel the weight of the empty chair if society makes them feel like their choice is wrong. Understanding this difference is key to reclaiming the holiday. It's about moving from a place of loneliness to a place of sacred solitude. None of this means you should never see your family again, but it does mean you should stop treating your need for space as a character flaw. The guilt you feel when you decline an invite isn't proof that you are doing something wrong. It is simply information. It is the sound of a cultural story, one that says family is everything and solitude is nothing, clashing with your internal reality. When you shift your perspective, you realize that you aren't throwing away the holiday. You are shaping your life around what actually keeps you whole. You are choosing to be present for yourself so that when you do step back into the world, you have something real to give. So, the next time your phone buzzes with a dozen invitations and the world starts to feel too loud, remember this: you don't owe anyone a performance. Popularity isn't the same as significance. You can be at the center of a crowded table and feel like a stranger, or you can be alone in your living room and feel a profound fullness of being. The psychology of the quiet Christmas is a psychology of self-respect. It is the courage to say, I value my peace more than I value the approval of the crowd. If you are spending this holiday alone, don't apologize for it. Drink your coffee slowly. Read that book. Walk through the quiet streets and notice the beauty that everyone else is too busy to see. You aren't broken. You are just tuned to a frequency that requires a little more silence to hear. Home is where you feel most like yourself. And sometimes that home only has room for one. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of you. Protect your peace. I'll see you in the next one.